The North Carolina Court of Appeals ruled that Duke Energy did break the law when it raised fuel rates in 2024. However, customers won't get any refunds. Judges say Duke Energy charged customers for fuel costs from 2 years prior, when state law only allows the company to recover costs from the previous year. Regulators had approved the increase, but the court says that was wrong. Still, there's going to be no refunds. Governor Josh Stein released a statement about the decision, saying in part, quote, "At a time when electricity prices are already increasing, utility companies are finding more ways to stick ratepayers with higher prices, and the legislature is helping them get away with it," end quote. Meanwhile, Duke Energy released its own statement about the ruling, saying, quote, "The North Carolina Utilities Commission determined that our customers benefited from the fuel used to run our power plants. Thus, the commission approved including those costs in customer bills. Since customers have already paid for these costs, there's no change to future bills," end quote.